and I hope you were watching the World Series last night. Chances are you were not. But you should have been, because it was a fantastic story. Nathan Eovaldi, 9-3 now in the postseason all time. Is that good?
It feels like that's
Is that
good.
Five wins in this postseason.
I can't tell. Was that
So
good?
many great stories. Chris Young, the GM of that team, who I think retired a week ago, the GM of that team, putting that team together, right? Adolis Garcia, who was not there last night, but was still, even with that oblique injury, strong enough to lift his teammates up, celebrating on the pitcher's mound afterwards. Or Jankowski, or Carter, or Corey Seager winning the MVP now with two different teams. There are so many amazing stories. And sadly, the national media, and I am going to make this a little bit about the national media, the headline is, "Nobody watched the World Series." I'm going to push back against that. Last night, I don't know the ratings yet. I'm sure when they come in, we'll be told they're awful. And Game 3 on Tuesday is a record low, 8.3. Actually, that was not Tuesday. Game 4, 8.48 million. Game 3, only 8 million people watch the World Series. 8 million, still a lot of people. 8 million, the NHL would kill for an 8 million. Kill. Like Game 7 of the NHL, of the Stanley Cup Finals, get like 2.5. 3. 8.4, nobody watched it. Please. People watched it. Numbers are down all around. But more importantly, baseball fans, sports fans, you should be watching it because the stories are so cool. It is that good. And I'm sick of the narrative that nobody is watching. Yeah, compared to the Steelers with an international fan base tonight, many more people will watch the Steelers and Will Levis, noted eater of mayonnaise, play football tonight as fantasy and gambling and football opens for the week. Yes, many more people will watch. Baseball is now a regional sport. And without the Red Sox or the Yankees, by the way, the Red Sox were awful this year. Like
Awful.
trash.
It was brutal.
Garbage.
Terrible summer.
Hot garbage. They were garbage pail kids.
Wait till we get Ohtani.
Bad. Okay. The Yankees, awful. The Mets, atrocious. The Cubs, awful for most of the year until they made a run. Late made it interesting and were fun. Okay. The Dodgers, amazing. Face planted in the postseason.
Braves,
amazing. Lost in the postseason. Unless it's one of those teams nobody watches. Well, they should. And you know what? It's good. There's so many young players. How about Garcia's story?
Incredible story.
Comes over from Cuba, right? Goes to the Cardinals. They don't want him. They put him through waivers. No one took him. They then give him to the Rangers for cash considerations.
I love that tweet going around last week.
Cash considerations.
Of the Cardinals' announcement of trading him to the Rangers.
Right? I mean, that's the football, that's the player to be named later, and we don't care what the player to be named later is. Right? That's like player to be named later often in baseball is we give you a list of 20 D-level prospects, and you have until like 3 weeks from now to tell us which one you want. We don't care. Take something out of the prize closet that hasn't been given away yet. That's what that is. And then the Cardinals put him through waivers at one point, too. I'm sorry, the Rangers did. Or they sent him down. And then look what he does. Anyway, my point is not trying to be angry baseball, get off my lawn fan. I do watch a lot of baseball. It is a regional sport. Most of us watch our favorite team every night. And that's why you see Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN or maybe even the Peacock 12 o'clock Eastern time broadcast streaming on Sundays, which is a really good watch, or the Apple on Friday night. They try to get these big market teams in there because people think that's the only way people are going to watch. And I guess it's true. But what I'm saying is don't listen to the narrative that nobody is watching, because comparatively speaking, millions of people are watching, and there are great stories, and you should be watching as well. And Fox does a great broadcast with Joe and John Smoltz and Tom Berducci and Ken Rosenthal. That is a good show. It is. And baseball is fun. And not as many people play fantasy baseball as play fantasy football.
I won my league this year.
Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Okay, with no Red Sox, I'm assuming?
I had Odelis Garcia.
Okay, there you go.
Two-time champ Odelis Garcia.
There you
year.
go.
Congrats
Two-time
to him.
champ.
Yeah.
Congrats to him. People forget the first one. He might forget the first one. Two-time champ Nathan Eovaldi as well.
Yeah, buddy.
So there you go,
told
buddy.
me the other day, Brotman, no one cares about my fantasy team.
Yeah.
No one cares about your fantasy.
I thought you were going to, I thought we were friends.
That's what I thought, but just what you told me.
So I just want to do a ratings comparison no one watches, right? So I don't know what the ratings were last night. 8.48 watched on Tuesday night. In comparison, let's go to the Falcons-Panthers TNF game last year, which was on Prime only, right? Before, well, it still is on Prime only, just like this year. They'll show it in local markets. Last year, remember that Carolina-Atlanta game late in the year? Pouring rain, right?
I do.
Anybody remember?
Yeah.
Pouring rain in Charlotte. Bad game late in the year. That one drew a 3.3 rating with 6.8 million viewers. Okay. That was, now this year they've tweaked the numbers. They're trying to include more, like the numbers are going to be higher this year. I also think more people have realized it isn't that hard to watch it on Prime. It's not that hard at all. Really simple. Last night's World Series game had 35% more than, now that's an outlier, but that was the lowest rated Prime game last year. Last night's World Series game had 30-something% higher than that. So yes, people watch baseball. Maybe it isn't fun and sexy anymore, but it's fun. You should watch it. Why am I yelling?
Stop it.
That's all I got.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.